Hi everyone, I am Varun Yadav, Senior Cloud Engineer here at Oracle, and in this video, I am going to talk about Oracle AI Database Private Agent Factory. It is a no-code platform that allows both business user and engineer to quickly build, test, and deploy intelligent agent without writing any code. So just to show you what we will be doing in this video, we can get started with pre-built agent, custom built agent, and the knowledge agent. We have a template gallery. We can deploy any of the workflows. Just to give an example, if I want to do a PDF to block converter, I can click on import flow, and this is what the flow look like. I can configure different parameters over here and try it. To create knowledge agent, we can ingest data sources from web source and other platform as well. And then we can create a knowledge agent which will work as a RAG application. And we can also add multiple generative AI models and the embedding model. So let's get started. We will deploy this in Oracle Cloud, and we are going to go to the documentation and go to the step for install from OCI Marketplace. It will show me the instruction for how to do that. So the first step, we can click on visit the agent factory listing on Oracle Cloud Marketplace. If I'll click on it, it will take me to the page, and here I can click on get app, commercial market. If you are on the government cloud, you can select that. And if you don't have an Oracle Cloud account, you can click on the sign up. But I'll select commercial market and click on sign in. Since I'm already signed into my tenancy, it will show me this marketplace image, and I can click on launch stack. We can choose the compartment where we want to deploy it. So I will choose the compartment, and I have to agree with the conditions. Once agreed, you can click on launch stack. We'll keep everything as it is. Again, I choose the compartment. Here you have an option if you want to choose the existing VCM. I'll select the existing VCN and the public subnet, and I'll leave other things as default. So here it will give me the review option for the stack name, region, network configuration, and then I can simply check this run apply if I want to run the Terraform configuration. If not, then I can uncheck this and I'll click create. And we can do the plan first to see what all resources that it will be creating. So we run the plan job, and here are all the things that it will be provisioning. So if we go down, we can see the list of all the things that it will be provisioning. And if everything looks fine, we can just go ahead and do the apply job. So if I go down here, it says like 13 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. Looks good with me. So what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll click apply. While this is provisioning, let's take a look at the documentation. And again, in the documentation, we see all the step-by-step instruction that is given to launch from the OCI Marketplace. So here it says like what all we need to do. Once the resource manager apply job is successful, the next step will open the dashboard, and there we will need to connect to our database. So in order to connect to our database, we will need to provision a new user, or if you have existing user, then we need to grant some roles and create a table. So let's do that. I'll copy this command and I'll open the existing database that I have. So I'll paste the command, and here I'll replace the username. All right, let's run this. Okay, that's fine. Everything went fine. Now we have the user private agent 1. So let's go back. Ready, we should be able to see. Okay. So now our job is successful, and if I scroll down at the very end, there should be the link on how we can access the dashboard. So this is the URL for my public IP address for the VM, and this is the URL for setting up the private agent. Copied and pasted the URL in the new tab, and I'll click on the advanced and click on proceed. This will ask me to configure the email address and password for the users. I click next. Here we are using 23 AI database, so we will select the option wallet, and I will pass the username and password of the user that we just created. I'll click on the test connection to verify everything is working fine. It is working fine. So I'll click next and then I'll click on install. Alright, our database components are installed and everything seems fine. I'll click on next. And here now we want to provide the LLM configuration. So we can choose the provider. I'll go ahead with OCI Gen AI, but if you want to use OpenAI, VLLM, or even Olama, if you want to use the local model, you can simply do that. And same thing goes for the embedding model as well, right? So since I'm going to use Oracle Cloud Gen AI service for this, I need to go to my Oracle Cloud tenancy and get all the details for that. So now I am in the console for the Oracle Cloud. I'll show you how we can get all the detail. So first of all, click on my profile, click on the username, and here we want to generate the API key. I'll click on add API key, generate API key pair, and I'll click on download private key. I'll save this, download public key, and I'll save this as well, and click on add. And here you can see I get the fingerprint and all the information like user, fingerprint, tenancy, region, and key path will be something that will be in my local machine. I'll copy all this information and put it in the notepad and I'll click close. And let's go back to our LLM configuration. Now let's fill out the form for LLM configuration for generative model. To get the model ID and see what options are available, we can go to the OCI console and I can show you where we can get that. So if I go to the Oracle Cloud tenancy, here if I click on the hamburger menu and go to Analytics and AI and then Generative AI. If I click on Chat and click on View Model Details, these are all the available models. So we have Cohere model, Google model, Meta, Llama models, Grok model available as well. So for this video purpose, I'll use XAI Grok 4 Fast Non-Reasoning. I'll copy the name of the model and I'll go back and fill out the model ID. For inference endpoint, we will just use the placeholder and replace the OCI region with our Chicago region. And for rest of the information, we can just simply get it from our notepad that we have copied while we were generating the API key. We will change the name of the configuration and I'll drop the key before we can do a test. And I'll click on test connection. I see connection successful. I click on save configuration. Okay, configuration saved successfully as well. Now we'll configure the embedding model. So here also I will select OCI Gen AI and I'll repeat the same steps. And to find the model ID for embedding model, I'll go to the OCI console. And this time I'll click embedding on the left hand side panel and I'll click on view model detail. So we have all the Cohere model available over here. For this purpose, probably I'll use Cohere embedding English v3.0 and inference will be the same as generative model. And then we'll fill out all of the details. And here I'll change the configuration name before we do the testing. So I'll say Cohere v3 test connection and save configuration. Now let's click on finish installation. This should take us to the login page if everything went fine. Perfect. I'll click on remember me and then sign in. And this is what the dashboard of AI Database Private Agent Factory looks like. So if you want to see the configuration for the LLM that we just did, I can go to LLM management. And here I can see the generative model and the embedding model. And if I want to add more generative model, I can simply click on the add configuration and we can fill out the same details that we did when doing the installation. And we can do the same thing for the embedding model as well. So just to test if it is working or not, I'll go to template gallery. Over here, maybe let's select the simple one. Maybe let's say meeting summary item extractor. I'll click on import flow. And this is what the flow looks like. On the left hand panel, there are some pre-built components which we can use. But for this flow, we'll just try it as it is. So first of all, user will give an input. Then there is a prompt for generating a summary from the meeting transcript. And for the LLM, we'll choose our LLM that we configured. And I'll click save. And I'll go to the playground. And I have a dummy transcript which I can paste it over here. So I pasted my transcript and I press enter. And as you can see, it generates a summary. If I want to make any modification, I can click on go back to builder, and I can also see the chat history. So if I start a new chat, we can always come back to the chat history and take a look over here. So I'll click on go back to builder, and let's say if there is a modification, I can just change the template for the prompt, and I'll click on save template, and then go to the playground to test this thing out, right? So this is really cool feature, and if you don't want to import something for the from the template gallery, you can click on my custom flow. Here you can click on plus create flow, and you can start drag and drop. So let's say I want to start my chat input, and then I want to call the LLM. I make this smaller, and then there is a chat output. So I can simply start by connecting the dots from message to prompt. I'll choose the LLM, and then whatever the output of this LLM is, I want to map it to the chat output. Let's go to the playground and we'll ask a question to this agent. So I'll ask what is the capital of France, and let's wait for the answer. Paris is the capital of France, and it gives me other information as well. Let me ask another question. Name 5 countries in JSON format. Let's see for the response. So France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and United Kingdom. Let's try one more. Explain quantum physics in exactly 25 words. All right, I think this is a good response. So again, this response is coming from the Grok LLM generative model that we are using. If you're using some other model, the response will vary based on the data that the generative LLM is trained on. Let's go back to the builder and we'll see other components that are available. And here you can see if you want to run the SQL query against the database, you can simply drag and drop that as well. And right now we have our database configured, but if you want to add more database, you can go to data sources. Here you can click on the database and you can click on plus add data source. And you can choose the database over here, the same step that we did while installing this private agent factory. I can choose wallet if I want to connect via wallet, if I want to connect via connection string or basic connection. I can provide all this information. We also have an option to connect to the REST API. To configure that, we can click on plus source. Here you just upload the open API specification and then click on add REST API source. Let's get started by adding the web source to try our knowledge agent. So I click on add data source. Here I'll give some dummy name and then test. This is one of the REST API that I want to scrape. It is for product detail of box of chocolate candy with a description, price, variants, and all the other details available from this page. So I'll simply paste this URL. I'll choose the crawl depth. Crawl frequency, I'll set it as 1. If I want to see if there is any changes to the URL each day, I can just set the frequency. And if you want to add URL parameters like what to include and what to exclude, you can define it over here. For now, I'll just leave it as it is and click on test connection. Everything seems to be fine. I'll click on add web source. And in few seconds, this status should change from not ingested to ingested. Now we see the status is ingested. Let's go to the file sources. We can add some file source here over as well. So I have this PDF file for developing application with Oracle Visual Builder. It is over 1100 pages. So let's try to ingest this. I'll drag and drop and click on add file source. So it's a 37 megabyte file. It will take few seconds to upload and then it will start the ingestion process. Alright, the file is uploaded. It will take few minutes for ingestion since it's a large file. Meanwhile, what we can do is go to knowledge agent and we'll try to ingest the web source that we just created. So I click on knowledge agent. Here I can click on the plus sign. I'll choose the source. Click next, and here I'll fill out the agent name and description. Publish agent. Let's ask this agent about the information that is in that web URL. Let's ask about, can you give me details of box of chocolate candy? And this gives us the information from that web URL, and we can also see the sources down there. We also see some suggestion from the LLM, and we can click on any of the questions. So I'll click on what are the specific flavor available. And when I click on it, it will run another query in that data source. So now if I go back to knowledge agent, there is already a pre-built agent that is available for us. And if I click on the open agent and go to the help section over here, this gives us the option to chat with the documentation that is available for private agent factory. So we can see here what kind of questions that we can ask. So for example, how do I add custom knowledge agent? If I copy this question and go to the message and ask about it, it will give me step-by-step instruction on how I can add custom knowledge agent. And as you can see, here is the information. And if I want to take a look at the documentation link, I can go down to the source and I can click on create a knowledge agent. And here it takes me to the URL for the documentation. And this is where it is getting that information from. So this is really helpful when you're trying to explore new feature in the private agent factory. You can just ask the question and it will give you the documentation link and the steps to do it. So this is all what I want to show for this video. And if you want to try a few more features like data analysis agent, agent builder, prompt lab, dataset, and other features as well, you can simply refer to the documentation. All the information is provided in the documentation. If you expand the utilities, data source configuration, application setting, how you can configure SMTP, LLM, single sign-on, all the information is provided over there. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you.